everyone. Kind of doing a little video here to show you some of what I've done with the harvest and how much I've harvested, and kind of just to reassure myself that it was worthwhile. Anyway, on these racks I have drying herbs. I have catnip, which I harvest and process to use in the making of my wool catnip mice I sell. I have this, and I have about 2-gallon bags also already dried and processed, and that'll make about 85 to 100 mice. So, and here I have lemon balm. So nice. I package that and sell it as tea. I also made lemon balm tincture with fresh lemon balm for myself for medicine, and catnip tincture. Here I have bouquets of Sweet Annie hung that are dry and ready to be wrapped in tissue paper to be sold also at a store that I sell things at. It's called Mooney's. It's in Monteagle, Tennessee. It's a lovely store. But so I have the Sweet Annie, and up here I have goldenrod that I harvested from my yard in the garden that will be packaged and bagged and sold as for tea also. So there's that. I have lots to do. So anyway, so we'll go from here. Turn the light out. Don't look at all the mess. I have too much craft stuff and not enough room. So also out here I have some winter squash that I'm using as decoration. Even though it's food, it looks pretty for the season. My favorite season. And yeah, these are a squash that comes up on its own. They are kind of a cross. I know they're cross-pollinated with like butternut squash and Seminole pumpkins. But yeah, so I have that. I even have bouquets of beautiful dried things from the garden, Sweet Annie. And also these beautiful blackberry lily seeds. So some gets used for decoration of the harvest. And then we have in the kitchen lots going on. Like over here I have, what is this? Oh, this is yarrow tincture from my yarrow, which I use when I have a cut or a scratch. Antibacterial. Yarrow is good for so much more, but that's basically what I use it for. Mullein, and there's chives. Here I have basil salt for to package and sell, really. Look, I even have a pretty Sweet Annie bouquet in the kitchen. And dill seed heads. So yeah, that's real pretty. There's tomatoes on the windowsill to be eaten. And today I harvested a basket of goodies. This round and niche squash, which I planted, I think, 3 of these plants, and only, this is the one squash I got. Out of 3 plants, but it's okay, because I had room for them, and that's fine, but I'm going to enjoy eating that later. There's figs, some green beans. Yeah, there's all kinds of herbs here. Dill, marjoram, thyme that I've dried. Here I dried peppers in the oven. There's cayenne, which I will grind and make chili flakes for myself to use. And there's jalapenos, red jalapenos, habaneros, and scotch bonnets, which I will use to make jerk seasoning. These are a Mexican pepper that I don't know the name of, but I picked some and dried them, see how they taste. The jalapenos will get added to this jar, which I've been saving them, all the red ones, and drying them, and I'll grind them up into a powder, which is so good for seasoning, like on my soups and rice, anything. It's really good. So there's that. In the fridge, I have a variety of things. Pequeño peppers, pickled, which are so good that I hope next year that I can do quite a few more. I have a jar of pequeño peppers that I roasted and are in olive oil. I had never grown them, so I'm experimenting. Jars of roasted cherry tomatoes in oils. There's habanero hot sauce that I made, which is really good. There's more. Here, these are more yellow cherry tomatoes in olive oil. This is not a head. It is a giant watermelon that I got to cut up that I bought at the grocery store. But anyway, so there's the fridge. And then over here, I have jars of tomatoes that I grew then canned, which I'm very excited about. It's not enough to completely, keep me in tomatoes, but I'm really happy with the amount. I think there's 16 jars or so, 17. I made elderberry syrup, which is delicious. It was supposed to be jelly, I'm not going to lie, but I can't make jelly, so I don't follow directions well enough. And so there you go. But it's really good in milk or in yogurt, pancakes. Really, it's actually really good in milk. If you haven't tried that, try that. And I have various vinegars I've made, garlic, chive, thyme. Can you see them? These are from last year. I still have nocino left. There's dried nettles, and here's a tincture I'm making, also a dandelion root tincture. Yeah. And various seed savings, impatiens, Selma zesta beans, pink eye, Mississippi pink eye seeds. They didn't do well this year, but I got enough to try again another year, so that's good. At least I have seeds. Over here I have winter squash, various ones. Again, it's whatever comes up. I don't plant these, which is really convenient because they're super healthy plants that way. But like I said, it's a cross between the Seminole and a butternut. That's the variety I get. This one's actually still from last year. Solid as a rock, still wonderful, no rot. I want to cut that up soon, and I think I'm going to freeze that one, cut up chunks. So, and the rest are small enough that, that's just like a pot of soup right there. So, and then even here on the table, I have more Hungarian hot wax peppers drying. And I just chop them up into whatever I'm having, fried rice, eggs, whatever. I just use them up. Here's some pretty Persian basil that again, decoration, a pretty bouquet. These are past the bloom stage, really, but oh gosh, they're just so pretty. And some more winter squash. This candy roaster came up on its own, and so that's exciting. I had bought candy roaster probably about 3 years ago from a co-op. I just bought one and threw the seeds, of course, as compost back in the garden, and one came up this year. More Selma zesta beans drying, which can be for seed, or you can eat these in a soup. I'll let these finish drying, and then they'll go in the freezer for 3 days to kill any eggs or wormies in them. That's just the way reality is, people. And then they can be used for either food or seed saving. More tomato seeds saved, which I didn't label, which is just like me. But I know that it's Full Moon Kiss and Favorite de Britannia, one or the other. So 2 of my favorites. Here's, again, a basket of winter squash that are perfect. They did really well, even though the gosh darn armadillos dug them all the time. I'm still surprised at how nicely they did. And they're just a nice size for one meal. That's a nice meal. Oh, look, I have some Scotch bonnets in here too. Aren't they pretty? So yeah, so that's those things from the garden. And we can go out here in the pantry. I have some things, dried herbs, parsley. Oh, look, here's green onion salt. I have oregano that I've dried, lamb's quarter dried and crumbled for soups. Here I made some salsa There was 6 jars. I've eaten one to taste it. It's not exactly as good as I want it to be, but I have high expectations. But it is really much, much better than store-bought. So there you go. So there's those things going on. And in the freezer here, I'm going to be attacked by something. I knew it. That always happens. There, we'll turn the light on. I have, as you can see, bags of peppers. These are poblanos. There's elderberries back there. A huge bag of them for either more tincture or maybe I'll try jelly again. Who knows? I have jars of garlic cloves ready to use in cooking. I like to use those. You can take them out to chop, let them thaw a bit and chop them, or I just like to throw them whole in soups and stuff because I'm that kind of girl. Bags of cherry peppers. There's celery back there. Okra for stews. I have these fried seasoned hot peppers in olive oil that are delicious on a cheese and hot pepper sandwich or with spaghetti or with whatever. They're delicious. Here I have bags of blueberries that I've grew and froze, picked. There's all kinds of greens, dandelion greens, beet greens, a various green that I don't know the name of, but I will eat it. Beets, here's my beet harvest, frozen, yummy. Then in here we have, bags of chopped jalapenos, chopped poblanos, more peppers for whatever. You can stuff them and cook them. Blueberries, green beans. That's a big gallon bag of blueberries. Oh, there's zucchini down there for chili. I like to throw a bag in my chili. What else? More zucchinis. More blueberries. And then down here I have, these are store-bought strawberries. I haven't mastered growing strawberries yet, but these are green beans that I bought at a farmer's market and froze. Because store-bought green beans taste like fish to me from the fertilizer. It's just my thing. It's probably all in my head. Who knows? Look, here's more hot peppers. This is elderberry cordial that I made a few years ago. I eat it like an icy once in a while. If you have a sore throat or something, it's good. There. Let's see, what else? Yeah, so I've got all that going on. In the kitchen, harvesting from the garden, trying to do what I can with it. You can see the garden out there is still beautiful in the fall. Autumn set in, but it's very nice. There's still things to harvest, lots of peppers yet, and herbs going on. So yeah, so I hope your garden year has been pleasant and that you got a nice harvest to enjoy as preserving it in some way or just enjoying in the moment. Like these figs. I don't get enough to preserve or put them away, but I sure enjoy eating them when they're here. So everybody have a lovely day and take care. Bye.